strap in. We're expecting another good one tonight. No matter how you get to the ballpark, whether you run or walk, PNC Park is the place to be in downtown Pittsburgh as the Pirates and the Milwaukee Brewers play Game 3 of a 4-game series. Hi again, everybody. Along with Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. Happy you're watching Pirates baseball with us tonight. And we're really getting a good glimpse of the future. Last night, Pedro Alvarez, an outstanding night offensively. Neil Walker, too, going 5 for 5.
A lot of fun when you're at the ballpark and you see that future core players come through. 5 for 5 for Walker. Just tremendous. And there weren't any little flares either. I mean, he was really spanking the ball. And then, of course, Alvarez, who we're looking at to be the engine that runs this offense for the next 6, 7, maybe 10, 12 years. 2 home runs back-to-back early in the ball game gave us that nice cushion.
Well, his first career grand slam and his first career multi-homer game. Look at the combination of Tabata, Walker, and Alvarez over the last 4 games, hitting .453 with 15 runs batted in. So the young guys are indeed playing like veterans, and the Pirates hope they can keep it up. Speaking of veterans, a couple of those on the mound tonight. Randy Wolf, the left-hander for the Brewers, and the lefty, Zach Duke, for the Pirates.
They're looking for a lot of innings out of Wolf. Their bullpen is really spent right now. He's got to give them 7 at least tonight. Zach Duke, he hadn't won a home game since opening day. We're getting back on the winning side of the ledger here at PNC.
Well, Zach Duke definitely due for a victory tonight, and the Pirates hope to keep the bats going. That is for sure, as final preparations continue to be made down on the field. Pirates have had a pretty good homestand so far, and they hope to chalk up another victory here tonight.
By PNC. PNC for the achiever in us all. By Beryl Automotive. Beryl.com. Definitely worth the click. By your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward. And by your Western PA Honda dealer.
Couldn't ask for a much better night than we've got here tonight at PNC Park. Pirates and Brewers getting set to play the third game of their 4-game set. Ken Maka sends out his lineup this way. Brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward, Weeks leading off. Hart, Braun, and then Fielder in the cleanup spot. Casey McGee rounds out a tough top 5. Gomez back in the lineup. Escobar, and so is George Kottaras, the catcher. This year, 8 out of 21 against the Pirates. Randy Wolf, the pitcher, batting 9th.
Take a look at Zach's numbers on the year. This will be his second start since coming off the disabled. His first start, it was all right. Went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, couple of runs, threw 78 pitches. Hopefully he can build on that tonight, get up 100, 110, 115, and maybe also get 7-8 innings.
Oh, just getting set to get underway. Zach Duke in need of a good outing.
This is never the easiest lineup for a left-hand pitcher. All these good right-handed hitters with pop in their bat that you have to face.
A lot of right-handed pitchers might say it's not an easy lineup.
That's
either.
true too. Yes, you make a good point.
This one foul past Pedro Alvarez down at third. You look at the numbers, just saw them from Ricky Weeks. He is certainly not your prototypical leadoff hitter. 60 runs batted in, 277, 18 home runs, the most number of home runs in a single season by a second baseman in Brewers franchise history.
Cleanup hitter numbers.
He does. He just passed former Brewer and former Bucko Don Money over the weekend. Money had 16 homers in 1977. This one slapped foul and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ricky Weeks. Weeks last night had a couple of hits, a single and a double, drove in a run. He also walked, struck out and grounded out. Kind of a mixed bag for Ricky Weeks. 2-2 pitch. And fouled away. Brandon Phillips leads the way in runs scored, and there's Weeks, number 3 in the National League. Considering the season Martin Prado has had, he's got 66, and Phillips hitting near the top of the order, or at the top of the order for the Cincinnati Reds. What a season they've had. I think a lot of people, Bob, would consider it a surprise. I don't know if anybody expected the Reds to be doing as well as they are, but Reds battling for first place each night, neck and neck with the Cardinals. And Weeks, a leadoff walk. Behind Zach Duke defensively, Lastings, Millage, and left. Jose Tabata starting in center for McCutchen again. Delwyn Young makes his second start in a row. Garrett Jones, 32 straight starts now at first base, and Ryan Doumit back behind the plate catching Duke.
I agree with you. I think that Tabata out in center field. On the face that sun. I agree with you. I think the Reds a good surprise for everybody. Although I will say this, I talked about this during the rain delay the other night, that if I had to have picked a team before the season, who might be a surprise team, because of the lineup, because of the a couple of veteran arms, some real good young arms in that rotation, that would have been a good dark horse to pick. The team that really came out of nowhere for me is the one we're going to see next year over the weekend, San Diego.
Yeah, absolutely. Padres coming in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they've done so well that their skipper, Bud Black, was just granted this week a 3-year extension. Bud Black, former left-handed pitcher. Had some good years with the Kansas City Royals. Middle 80s. 0-1. And Hart takes inside. Corey Hart, the subject of a lot of trade rumors right now. He may be the target of certain teams. Starting right fielder in the All-Star game and participated in the home run derby. What a season he's having. You look at the home run leaders in the National League, and he is in the top 2 with Votto and Fielder tied at 23 apiece. And there's Dunn and Pujols.
Fielder, he'll be a lot of trade rumors about him. When you have a talented team, especially on the offensive side, mostly on the offensive side, like the Brewers, but at the same time you're well below 500 as they are, then you're going to really have to live with those trade rumors, because everybody that is in the race right now is going to want to try and pick you clean.
2-1 coming to Corey Hart. As for an appeal, and first base umpire Mike Muchlinski says no. 3-1 now to Hart.
Take a look at the replay. You see the bat goes out to quite a ways. Could have easily have said yes instead of no on that appeal.
DJ Rayburn behind the plate. Muchlinski at first. Marvin Hudson at second, and the crew chief Darrell Cousins back at third. Ball lifted to left center. Millage on the run. He won't get it. Ricky Weeks will be held at third, and in with a double is Corey Hart. Second and third, and nobody out with Ryan Braun coming to the plate.
Well, normally with nobody out, you really want to be conservative, but Weeks might have taken that a little bit too far. I thought it was pretty obvious that nobody was going to catch this. You see the slow-mo at bat contact, the spin of the baseball. But Weeks never even got to second base. He just held up. And because Millage was able to get to it before it got to the wall, Weeks had no chance of doing anything but just stopping at third.
It's double number 21.
That was a nice play by Millage, being able to get that ball on a bounce before it touched the fence. If it goes to the fence, even though Weeks was very conservative on his, what you would call a secondary type lead, stayed well short of second base, he still might have been able to score if that ball would have got to the fence.
Neil Walker backpedaling in shallow center. And Weeks will go nowhere. That's out number one. Braun flies out to Walker, and runners stay at second and third.
Let's watch Millage again as he is hustling over there as hard as he can. Right there, he cuts it off. If that ball gets to the fence, he's probably going to overrun it for one thing because he's running so hard. And Weeks is going to score probably without even a throw. Without a play. Now that little deal right there by Millage, that could loom large if we can figure out a way to get these next two outs. This is the important one right here with the infield backfielder hitting. I'd like to have another pop fly like we got from Braun, or perhaps a strikeout, lefty on lefty.
Fielder always dangerous. And the script on him usually is the breaking ball away from a left-hander. Chase it occasionally. Paul Maholm has had great success against Prince Fielder. Zach Duke trying to have a portion of that success here against him at the top of the first. 1-1 pitch. Hit it. Prince Fielder continues to be a magnet for the baseball.
It's like he gets hit once every night.
It's amazing. Right in the leg.
There were some times where, maybe it's just a case of him not getting out of the way and crowding the plate, but he had no chance. That was right at him.
Well, the base is full of bad guys now. Top of the first, one out.
Might be a good thing. Ground ball, double play, you're out of here, and that with no runs scored, and thanks to Millage cutting off that ball, still a 0-0 ball game.
You saw the numbers. Weeks and Fielder now leading the lead, being hit by a pitch. And how is it? The two teammates can be atop that list. Weeks the runner at third base. Corey Hart over at second, and at first base, Prince Fielder. Casey McGee fouls it off. Ken Maka was vocal over the weekend after Saturday's affair in Atlanta when Prince was plunked by Johnny Venters. Venters ultimately suspended 4 games, and Bobby Cox, the skipper of the Braves, got 1 game.
That was pretty much an automatic. He got warned and then hit him, I think, with the next pitch, wasn't it?
Threw one over his head, then he hit him between the 2 and the 8 in the back of his jersey.
Then you're getting thrown out and you're getting suspended. That's automatic.
0-2, Looper to shallow right. Delwyn Young with the catch. Weeks tagging. Here's the throw, and it gets by Domet. Oh, they had Weeks easily, but the ball eluded Ryan Domet. Weeks scores. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. Weeks was dead to rights at home plate.
Definitely was there in time. I'll have to look at the replay and see what happened there as far as not catching it. But it looked like Delwin threw a nice one hopper. Well, it was a little bit too close to the catcher. Ideally, you want that ball to hit out further from Domit so he gets a longer look at it. This is more of an in-between hop. Still very catchable, though. I think Domit knew he was going to get run over and perhaps was taking a little bit of a peek to see where Weeks was.
Runners at second and third for Carlos Gomez. That would have been a nice way to cap off that inning. Had Domit been able to field that ball thrown by
Look at the defense on the right side. How they're in real tight on Gomez.
Strike two to Gomez.
You have, well, now with 2 strikes, they're going to move back. But I noticed this last night when Gomez came up that the Pirates have decided we're not going to let him get that bunt base hit anymore. To the right side, they're taking it away from him. Walker's in the baseline, and then you have Jones in on the grass.
0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the scoring on the play, a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Casey McGehee. That's his 55th run batted in, but an error was charged, allowing the runners to advance 90 feet. Hart down to third, Fielder to second. And Gomez strikes out, and the throw down by Domit. 2-3 goes the put out. So the base is loaded in the first, and Zach Duke gets minimal damage after half inning. 1-0 Brewers. Order out like this. It's brought to you by Suzuki. Jose Tabada leading off again tonight. Delwin Young in the 2 spot. Neil Walker and Garrett Jones. His 32nd start at first base. You've got Alvarez, Milledge, Domit, and Ronnie Cedeno is having a great month of July, hitting .389. Zach Duke, not a bad hitting pitcher. And he is batting 9th. And Randy Wolf on the hill for Milwaukee.
You see Wolf's numbers on the season. Faced him very recently, just back on the 11th. Got 4 runs off of him in 6 innings of work. And they're going to look for him to go fairly deep into this ball game.
Strike one. Randy Wolf making his 300th career appearance tonight. 296th start. .259 for Jose.
Wolf is not a hard thrower. He likes to get you out of the strike zone. He's chasing upstairs, down and in, away.
Well, the offense for the Pirates really had it going. You take a look at the last 4 games. 3-1, 33 runs, 53 hits, team average of .356, and Scored in the first inning of 3 of 4 games, won 3 of 4 games, put 9 up in the first inning last night. First time they've done that at home since 1893 against the Chicago Colts. And the year before that, 1892, Bob, they put up 12 runs in the first inning in a game against the St. Louis Browns.
I'm going to catch this. See the spin of that curveball, the overspin. Oh, man, came right up and got him in the whiskers.
That'll wake you up. Randy Wolf's 2-2 pitch. Talbot fouls it off. It'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, before he hit that ball straight down, came up that spin, you could see the spin of that ball. It was a breaking pitch. Spinning exactly opposite the fastball would. Instead of backspin, it was going the other direction. Had the overspin.
Works a full count. Talbot making his 3rd straight start in center field. Payoff pitch. Well, it's nice to have a guy with that kind of speed, if McCutchen is out for any reason, to be able to put into center field.
Yeah, you basically have 2 center fielders out there all the time. Talbot on the left field, and it's a good thing in this ballpark because our left field is so big. You need a center field type guy to play left. And we're very fortunate to have both of those players with that kind of defensive ability at the same time in our outfield. And as you said, in this case, McCutchen gets hurt, Talbot slides right over, and you still have a plus defender in the middle of your outfield.
And the 3-2 is fouled off, so Talbot giving Randy Wolf quite a battle to start the bottom of the first.
This is not what Wolf wanted to see.
No, this is the 11th pitch of the at-bat, and he earns a walk. Nice work by Jose Tabata. We talked about Andrew McCutchen. He's got that mild strain of his right AC joint. It's a shoulder injury. It's the Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine injury update. And he's not throwing overhand, but second day in a row he's been working, and working there with trainer Brad Henderson. Gary Varsho is out there as well, trying to get him going. He's been running a little bit. And I talked to him in the clubhouse earlier today. He said each day he's feeling better and better and better. And there's a good chance by the weekend he'll be back in the lineup.
Can't happen too soon. He's a tough guy to have to replace on offense. I know that we have put up big numbers last night, for instance, but over the long run, day in and day out, if he misses a significant amount of time, you'll feel it. The offense will feel it, especially against guys like Wolf. Left-hand pitching, he eats those people up. He loves left-handed starting pitching, any left-handed pitching, and it's a big difference when he's not in there.
Throw to first again, and Talbot gets back. McCutchen 3rd in the league against lefties, hitting .375. David Wright of the Mets, number 1 at .405. Wright, who the Pirates have yet to see this year, seems to feast on left-handed pitching. 0-1 the count to Delwyn Young, the pitch. Taken for strike 2. Young starting in right field for the second straight night. He hadn't started in a little less than a month, about 24, 25 days before starting last night's ball game. That one to the backstop, and down to second base goes Jose Tabata.
Threw that one by his catcher.
Hit the netting, but in this ballpark, you've got to watch it coming off the stone. We saw a play in Detroit earlier in the week, or last weekend actually, where a ball came right off the backstop and the catcher turned and threw the guy out at second because it hit some hard rock and deflected right back to him.
2 pitches in a row now that Woodford just totally blew his release point. And that fastball that went to the screen, and then that breaking pitch just really stayed way out. He's a control type pitcher, and to miss that far, it's a big deal for him.
And a base hit for Young. Around third comes Tabata. Gomez up throwing. No chance to get him. It is 1-1. RBI single. Delwyn Young.
That's what you would love to see. You got 2 hitters, and already they got that run back, tie the score. And Young right-handed. They got that breaking ball just hanging out there, right out over the plate, fell high. Beautiful pitch to hit. He knew what to do with it.
Tabata didn't know if that ball was getting by Kataris or not.
Okay, he hit right on the back of the rubber. Bounced very high.
20th run batted in for Delwyn Young. Neil Walker looks to bunt. Watch this curveball and how Delwyn Young adjusts to it.
There's the overspin. Now it's going to start coming down. Right now it's starting to fall. Here it comes. Fell high. Took some spin off it. Then he hit it with the bat.
You can see the Major League logo.
Yeah.
Nice and clear. That's a great shot. Walker hammers this one.
Now that's a great shot.
And Gomez on the run. He won't get it. Coming around third, Young. He'll score, and Neil Walker has given the Pirates the lead in the bottom of the first, 2-1. Neil is 6 for his last 6.
No cheapies. That ball there, he centered it up good. Put the barrel right to it, drives it hard. He is becoming pretty much a doubles machine.
That's the 14th double for Walker. And you want to talk about a guy who's locked in, either right-handed or left-handed, doesn't matter.
And now there, Gomez overruns the ball, and now it gets to the fence. It takes a while to come back and get it. That's what Milledge was able to avoid. Look at it, Dick. But remember, we were talking about Milledge able to cut that ball off, keep it off the fence. Gomez couldn't do that. Couldn't cut it off. It got by him, got to the fence. He overran the ball, and because of that, Young just scampers in without a play.
2 runs in and nobody out. Larry Jones, an 0-2 count. Bucco's on the board, and Safe Auto Insurance reminds you you're safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure. Walker 5 for 5 last night, 1 for 1 tonight. Jones strikes out. You see where that sun pocket is out in center field. That's where Gomez ran into. He had a beat on the ball the whole way, but Walker just hit it too far for him.
It's a nice hand.
Oh, sure. Alvarez 2 home runs last night, including a grand slam.
It would have been nice if Jonesy, I know that he wasn't trying to strike out, but he could have pulled the ball and set Alvarez up with a man at third and 1 out. Nice RBI situation. Alvarez already 17 RBIs in his first 100 big league at bats.
Those numbers will climb some. He's in the hole, 0-2. El Toro, Pedro Alvarez. Blasted 2 up into Pedro's porch last night over the Clemente wall. 5 runs batted in. Walker in scoring position with 1 out. It's off the plate, 1-2. Well, you and I were talking before the game, and there's a lot to be encouraged about when we see these young players doing what they're starting to do. It just takes a while for them to adjust, and they seem to have adjusted pretty well. Talk about Tabata, Alvarez, Walker in particular.
I think there's a lot for these guys to prove here the last 2 months of the season. That it's going to be fun to watch them. It looks like they're starting to head in the direction they need to go in. But they've hit everywhere they've ever been. Let's hope they hit up here.
Pedro goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts in a row after the Pirates put 2 runs on. And still an opportunity. Lastings Millage will come to the plate to face Randy Wolf. But a good cut by Pedro Alvarez, just didn't connect.
Yeah, well-placed fastball. He's trying to, not be way out in front in case he gets that curveball. Curveball is what he hit for a grand slam last night, by the way. And he was just waiting a little too long to commit to his swing, and that fastball got by him.
.283 for Millage. Looks at a breaking ball. And we've seen Wolf start hitters off with a breaking ball. He gave Pedro Alvarez a nice soft one that he watched come in. Now to the right-hander Millage starts him off with a breaking pitch.
It really opens up a lot of choices for you when you can get strike one with that first pitch, being some type of off-speed pitch. It basically will put that hitter into defensive mode. Take the aggressiveness out of his bat, and hopefully now that makes your fastball that much better because he's having to wait. You got him on his heels a little bit because you dropped in that off-speed pitch for strike one, and you can't think, okay, I'm going to be aggressive and charge after a fastball. A slow hook there, just 68 miles an hour. This one does not have much on it. Got a lot of spin on it, though. Paul had a big break.
One thing is certain, the Pirates have made him work here in the bottom of the first inning. Coming up, his 30th pitch of the inning. A 1-ball, 2-strike offering to Lastings Millage. Shoots it foul right side, out of play. 1-2 remains the count.
When it takes you 30-some pitches to get out of the first inning, that makes it very difficult now to really go a long ways in the ballgame.
Well, plus the fact the Brewers bullpen has been rather taxed on this road trip and in this series so far. And Ken Macher really needs to get Wolf at least through 6 innings. Right back to him. Wolf underhand toss to Fielder, and that does it. But the Pirates get 2. RBI single for Delwin Young, and an RBI double by Neil Walker. Take a look at our PNC achievement. Neil Walker over the last 5 games, including his recent at-bat, hitting .650, 13 out of 20, 4 doubles, 5 runs batted in. He scored 4, and his slugging percentage is at .850. PNC for the achiever in us all. In fact, Neil appeared at a PNC bank branch in his hometown of Gibsonia over the weekend. Signed autographs there. Top of the second, Alcides Escobar. Takes ball one. Young shortstop. 245 through 86 games for Milwaukee. And he'll take a strike. 1-1.
I think he might have been taken all the way. They're just that bunt was just to kind of get everybody sucked in. If you're going to swing away, you want those corner infielders in as close as you can get them. Cut down their range. So if you're a fast guy and you know you're going to take a pitch, go ahead and fake bunt. That brings everybody in a little bit.
A ground ball hit to Cedeno. Plays the third hop, and he's got it. One down, and the Brewers second. George Kottaras, the catcher, catching tonight because he catches Randy Wolf all the time. Jonathan Lucroy, the youngster who they really like, doesn't block balls in the dirt as well as Kottaras, and Wolf will bounce a few up there with a number of breaking balls he'll flip in. So it is Wolf's preference to have Kottaras catch for him, and he delivers with some offense as he drives one deep and out of the yard. Second ball he's hit out at PNC Park this year, and just like that, it's a tie game. For whatever reason, Kottaras hits extremely well against the Pirates, and he's added another home run. That's his 8th of the year.
Well, you look at his numbers on the season. The home runs, RBI is not too bad, but the batting average is just nothing. But he's not that type of hitter against us. Well, that's just a high fastball.
In fact, 4 of his 8 home runs have come against the Pirates. 2 here, 2 in Milwaukee. Back to square one. 2-2 the score. Brewers leading the National League in home runs with 121 as a team. Next closest team, Cincinnati, with 115. 0-2 to the pitcher, Randy Wolf. Kottaras didn't waste any time getting after this ball.
The location is not where Duke wants that ball. He's not a pitcher that can live at that belt high level. If he's going to go up, he's got to go a lot higher than that and get the ball in on the hands. Otherwise, Zach needs to work downstairs. He'll be the first to tell you after the game that was definitely a mistake pitch.
And he strikes out Wolf. 2 men down, and Zach knows this. He needs to put together a good outing. Something even similar, not exactly the same as Paul Mulholland did the other night.
It's been rough for Zach this year. Off to a decent start, but the ERA now is something that he doesn't want to look at. I'm sure it's over 5. Wants to move that much lower. And Paul has got his down to about almost an even 4 now.
We're pitching a complete game shutout against the Astros Sunday afternoon here. His best, not only of the season, but certainly one of his career best games. 1-0 to Ricky Weeks. Toward third, Alvarez has it. And he guns him out. 1 run on the home run by the Brewer catcher, all even at 2. Allowed most of the National League. Rodrigo Lopez leads everybody with 23. The Diamondbacks pitcher Randy Wolf and another Diamondback, Dan Herron, are next with 21. Farrell Automotive. Farrell.com. Definitely worth the click. Here's Ryan Doman batting right-handed. Doman against lefties, hitting 147. I beg your pardon, 213. No, that's 0 for 2. 190. I had my notes a little bit confused. Not a lot of numbers, just
baseball talk.
Baseball talk. But 190 the left against lefties, 301 against right.
Well, it all comes down to this. He's not hitting lefties very well this year. That's been a problem area.
That's all what I should have said.
It's always easier for me. That way I'm not wrong, because I'm always wrong about the numbers. And the problems continue as he chases upstairs.
And foul tipped it into the glove of Gutierrez. He strikes out and away. Ball's a little bit up.
Yep, that might have been a case too. Is he's maybe trying to do too much? You know, he's probably thinking about that the ball at the plate he should have had. He's upset with himself. It cost a run and wanting to make up for it with a big hit somewhere. So he took a big swing at something that looked good, but it ended up being high.
Cedeno hammers one deep to right. Going back is Hart. He's on the track. Makes the catch. Cedeno trying to go the opposite way. Hit it deep, but the ballpark held it, and there are 2 men away in the Pirate half of the second.
Trying to pitch him outside, and they got it in over the plate just a little bit. And Wolf was a little nervous. Short porch, only 320 feet down that line, and it doesn't get deep very fast. All you have to do is get some height on the ball, hit it high.
Zach Duke appeared in last night's game as a pinch hitter.
I'm sure every pitcher that goes out on this mound, a well hit fly ball to right field, you got to hold your breath.
Duke has pinch hit 5 times in his career. And that was the case last night where John Russell, because of where we were in the game, it was in the middle part of the game, didn't want to use up one of the extra position players.
Now we're shorthanded right now. We're playing with 24 guys, not 25. With McCutchen active, but you can't use him. So you understand not wanting to use a position player at that point.
And he did 2 things. One bad, one good. He struck out, but the good thing was he reached first base on the ball that got away from the catcher. And Duke toward center field, backhanded by Weeks. He will throw out Duke, and the Pirates gone in order in the second.
PNC. Rethink possible. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day.
Welcome back here to PNC Park. This day in history, July 21st, 1991. Randy Tomlin pitched his second consecutive complete game shutout, a 6-0 win over the Reds. 3 hits, 1 walk, and struck out 6. Thanks to the folks at Day Automotive for this day in baseball history. Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. Glad you're with us tonight watching Pirates baseball here on FSN, bringing the game to you.
Randy Tomlin, a lot like the two lefties that are pitching here tonight, not really overpowering, but good control. Great changeup. Threw a little across his body, kind of a little bit like Duke does. Had a nice curveball that really gave left-handers fits.
1-1 pitch. In the air to shallow right. Walker goes out, calling for it. He's got it. Out number 1. And on this day, 46 years ago, Jim Tredinich was born. He is the media relations director for the Pirates. That's his son Zach sitting on the right there.
Jimmy T, 46 years old. Happy birthday, Jimmy. Zach, I was told today he's been to 171 Pirate games with his dad. And the Pirates record, 171.
It's a good winning percentage.
We need to, that'll get you in the playoffs. You get him a regular seat in there.
I think his regular baseball season's over now, so he can come out a little more often. I wonder what his record is down in the spring, too. Oh, that's a $5 bill. That's a fin for a feathered friend.
Oh, $5 for a hot dog.
Why would he be charging when he's going to be shooting him off here in an inning for free?
I'm not sure what he's doing down there.
He's trying to sell him to the Brewers. He's on top of their dugout. He figures a few of those Brewers guys can afford it.
He's got them bidding against each other.
1 out, nobody on. 1-2 pitch to Ryan Braun. Foul back. He wasn't having much luck at one end of the dugout. Now he'll go down to the other. You never know what that bird's up to.
Those are all he's getting the hot dog ham already. That's what he's doing. See, it's all sitting there by the hot dog gun. Putting the cartridges together. There they are.
Shooting those up.
The cup gets put down the barrel, and the hot dog inside the cup, so it seals the barrel with the cup.
It's Bobby the bird keeper.
The cup acts like a gazebo, and as it comes out of the barrel, it separates.
Base hit for Ryan Braun.
The hot dog keeps flying, just like that throw from Milledge.
A 1-out single for Braun.
The ball off Braun's bat was flying pretty hard too. Just a backspin fastball. Another one that belt high. If Zach is going to pitch up there, he has to get it in on the hands. You can't allow that belt high pitch to be out over the plate very far.
Ryan Braun not afraid to run. Shift is on. Cedeno in the middle. Shortstop has moved over, but you don't see Neil Walker out as far in right field with this particular shift against Prince Fielder. Normally he'll be out maybe 20 yards or so into right field, but on the edge of the infield play.
Yeah, they're trying to get a double play ball. If he's playing out in the outfield, he can't get a double play on a ground ball.
To center field and deep, going back, Tabata. Tabata to the track, makes the catch. 2 outs.
That ball had me concerned. Came off the bat with a pretty good sound, but it got up there and died. The fielder is so strong. There's that sound. You hear that, and you see the trajectory, and you think he's got it. Look at the eyes. Wow. How about that shot?
Not even a blink.
You see where his eyes moved to immediately? He looked at the flight of the ball and he immediately went to see where Tabata was.
2 outs, Braun aboard, and the throw over first, and Ryan Braun back.
Well, what the outfielder was doing was going to give him an idea of how deep that ball was going. That's why he shifted immediately down to Tabata.
There's no doubt fielders get hitters' eyes. How often do you see a guy blink or close his eyes even for a split second when contact is made? Not Prince Fielder that time. It would be a real neat look at this play.
Look how high that ball got. Not enough juice.
Casey McGee waiting for the pitch from Zach Duke.
Used to be in the opposing dugout. You yell out, "A little man hit it."
He's no little man.
No, he's not. Basically, you're kind of getting on his strength, saying he's not big and strong.
Well, I think he needs a bigger uniform. He's a little restricted by the one he's wearing.
I wonder what color uniform he's going to be wearing in a month.
That is a good question. Casey McGee will take a pitch. When you talk to folks with the Brewers, they say that it's General Manager Doug Melvin's preference to wait until after the season. He feels perhaps that there'll be more of a market for Prince Fielder in the offseason.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought Fielder was going to be a free agent this year, but he's not a free agent until after next year.
Yeah, he's going to arbitration.
They really don't have to do anything. Don't have to, that's for sure.
Backing up Alvarez, plants, throws. No! Jones has to chase it down, and Braun safely at third. Boy, a chance to get out of the inning, and Garrett Jones just couldn't handle the bouncing ball.
Pedro, very strong arm, but occasionally it's a little erratic. He put one on the ground yesterday that Jones made a nice pick on. This one he couldn't come up with. Plants the back foot, but just doesn't have enough on the throw to get it all the way there in the fly. And if you're going to bounce it on purpose, you want it to bounce further out on the grass, not that close to where the dirt is. 2 outs. Hopefully nobody hurt.
And McGee at first and Braun over the third. Gomez struck out his last time up. The error charge to Alvarez on the throw.
That first pitch, Walker wasn't as shallow as he was earlier. Now he's come in just a little bit.
Foul ball. That one just split Ryan Braun and Pedro Alvarez right down the line and went foul.
That's why you have to lead off in foul territory, because you really don't have much time to react and get out of the way. And obviously, if the ball hits you in your foul territory, it's just a foul ball. Hit you on the other side of the line, you're out.
1-1 to Gomez. Duke's pitch. Chopper into left field, and the Brewers have taken the lead, and that error does come back and haunt the Bucks. An unearned run.
Hit all that well, just driven straight down in the dirt. Hard enough, though, that it took a big hop that Alvarez couldn't get to.
(3-2) Milwaukee. Gomez drives in his 21st run. Two on and 2 out. There's Escobar. Two of the 3 Milwaukee runs, you could argue, shouldn't be on the board. Defense let them down. 2 errors, an error charged on the throw by Delwyn Young in the first inning, scoring Ricky Weeks. And the throwing error by Pedro Alvarez, allowing McGee to reach. And then with 2 outs, by the way. So the next batter after that, Gomez, bounces one into left field. And it's now a 3-2 game. Just hope the Pirates can get the bats going and score some runs for Duke. That's been part of the issue with Zach this year too, because the games have been relatively low scoring when he's been in them.
Looks like the Pirates are having some decent at bats against Wolf, so I got a feeling we're going to score some runs tonight.
Comebacker, and Duke takes care of Escobar, but a run comes in on 2 hits. There was a big error. After 2.5, 3-2, Brew Crew. Which was not in a good direction. He went the wrong way again. He tries to shoot him up here in the booth. But,
I don't think he's got one up here.
He's 0 for the season.
He's about maybe 3 for his career.
Well, he got a couple up here last year.
That's why we get so excited when he finally gets one in here. Plus, we get to eat.
Jose Tabata, top of the order, due up here in the bottom of the 3rd.
There's the hot dog gun.
Looks like a steamed hot dog.
It's not gun smoke. It's just CO2.
To Escobar. He throws out Tabata. Well, that's a dangerous play by fielder, having to back up like that. Instead of going up for the ball, he backs up. You get a speedy runner like Tabata, you're asking for a collision.
Yeah, if you have plenty of time, this is definitely the way you want to go. Just back over. But yeah, like you said, you got somebody that's coming down that line real hard. You're backing across the back, and he's crossing at the same time. Somebody could get hurt. So I think fielder's probably going to come out on a good end of most plays.
Yeah, he's like what a car might look like after it hits a moose. That's what the runner's going to look like. Delwin Young had an RBI single in the first, also scored a run, takes a strike, 1-1. And 2 for 3 in last night's game. He scored 3 runs.
Let's take a look at that play again and just see how close it was. From that other angle, I thought it was real close. And maybe not quite that bad. From the backside, it looked like he was right on top of him. From there, he was off the bag in plenty of time off the backside that we're top of it. Wasn't going to have to run over him. But still, I know what your point is. That can be tricky with a fast runner. And I wouldn't want to be the car or the moose.
Either one. Moose or squirrel.
Certainly don't want to be a squirrel.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's what Junior Ortiz used to call Bill Verdon.
You didn't call him the Quill?
No.
This one's poked to right field, and it will be foul.
In his sometimes broken English, he couldn't quite say quail, and he had a little bit of a stutter also.
So he came out squirrel.
So he would kind of start stuttering, try to say quail, and then one day he just said squirrel instead, and it stuck. From then on, every time he talked to Bill Verdon, or referred to him, it was always squirrel. Ball bounces just a little foul, just enough. Get himself into the stands.
A shattered bat. Wolf will throw out Delwyn Young. 2-away.
That got in the cupped end of that bat, maybe. Just peeled off a section of it.
Turned the bat into a boat oar.
The barrel of the bat is cupped. There you can see it. And if the ball hits inside that cup, it'll just tear a chunk right out of the end. Obviously, that tells you your swing was real quick when the ball hits the very top of the bat. Here it is again. Watch it. Oh, yeah. Just another one of those great shots we're showing tonight.
Great look at their super slow-mo. Really, really great stuff we can bring to you. Here's Neil Walker. And he takes a strike. Neil is 6 for his last 6.
315 batting average now. How about that?
Well, he said he's not really all that concerned about the average, and that stuff's going to take care of itself. Obviously,
I wouldn't be concerned with it either. It's 315.
I mean, not concerned with it like being.
I know what you mean.
But anyway, last Pirate, there it is, Freddie Sanchez. He had 7 in a row. Remember the game Freddie had last year against the Cubs at Wrigley Field where he went 6 for 6. And Walker is going to not be 7 for 7. Wow, Ryan Braun caught up to that one. It just hung up in the air a little too long. I guess 6 out of 7 every time isn't too bad a thing. Ryan Braun off the bat of Neil Walker. He had a long run to get to it. And the Pirates down in order for the 2nd straight inning. Prince Fielder and the Brewers with a 3-2 lead as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. Eric Kratz has replaced Ryan Doumit behind the plate.
What happened to Ryan?
We'll find out. Get the word up. Strike is called to George Kataris, who hit a home run in the 2nd. 0-1 pitch. Well, Kratz played last night. As Doumit got the night off 2 days ago, 2 games ago. Took one right off the mask, probably in the wrong spot of the mask, and was still trying to shake the cobwebs out from that.
Well, we probably need to look at that collision again and see if there was something that we didn't pick up on. It didn't hit him in the head. He came in low. It looked like he took most of it. It was chest protector and his shoulder.
Gutierrez rolls it to second. Walker handles it. 1 away.
Again, see if we can see anything. His forearm went right in the middle of his chest protector. I didn't see anything there unless he maybe twisted an ankle or something as he was.
Off the bat of Jonathan Lucroy. And he was feeling the effects of that one Monday night. So Kratz in there now. Randy Wolf, strikeout victim in the second inning, is 0 for 1. To Cedeno. A couple of hops to him. And there are 2 outs quickly, and this is more of what Zach Duke had in mind. We invite you to visit the official online shop of the Pirates at Pirates.com. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the Pirates.com shop, except no substitutes. Pedro Alvarez stuff which is flying off the shelves now.
It's been real tough for him ever to keep that number 17 on the walls.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
That's always been a big seller.
They've missed Sean Burnett since he left. Sorry, Bob.
That's all right. That gets me back for batting average deal.
That was just too easy. I couldn't resist.
I teed it up for you. Your point, though, about Duke saying this is more like it, that's for sure. He would love to get a quick one here. Nice 1-2-3 inning. Because right now, Milwaukee, they're building a picket fence up on the scoreboard.
1-1-1. One in the first, one in the second, one in the third.
They need to put a 0 up underneath that 4.
3-0 pitch to Weeks. Takes it for a strike. Now Duke back in the count. Three-one pitch. And strike 2 in the corner. Weeks didn't think so. Now the count is full.
That was a tough one, but they'll call that a strike occasionally. You got to come back. That one looked like it might be a little low. Here comes a changeup.
And Weeks pops it up. Walker will give way to Jones. They played a little, I don't want it, you take it, and Jones recovered in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning at the top of the 4th. Here in downtown Pittsburgh, baseball fans, FSN invites you to win with Flynn's during their giant tent sale going on right now. Just visit FSNinsider.com and register for your chance to win 4 Yokohama tires from Flynn's Tire and Auto Service. Make sure to sign up at FSNinsider.com. Randy Wolf pitching to Garrett Jones to start the bottom half of the 4th inning. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Brewers, 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors, which have resulted in Brewer runs. And Jones bangs one to center field, a base hit. Tying run aboard now for the Pirates. Take a look at our AT&T Mobility Trivia question. Prior to Pedro Alvarez, who was the last Pirates rookie to hit a grand slam? Last Pirates rookie to hit a grand slam. Any thoughts?
Rookie.
Wasn't McCutchen.
I'll say, it's just total guesses. I have no idea. But we had a rookie, the one rookie of the year that hit a lot of home runs, so I'm going to take a shot at that. I'll go Jason Bay. That's my guess.
That's a good guess. I don't think I'm going to disagree.
All right.
Alvarez now looking at strike 2. The appeal, and Darrell Cousins rings him up.
The Bonds hit leadoff his rookie year. I don't think it'll be him. You can see the swing, half swing. Jeff King would be a good guess. But I'm going to go with Bay.
That's past fielder to right field. Jones heading for third. Man at the corners, nobody out. Pedro Alvarez, a base hit. He's 1 for 2.
It's always going to be an advantage for Pedro if that leadoff hitter can get on for him. Get that first baseman pinned to the bag and opens up that hole. And of course, if you can roll one through there, now you're really in business. There's a ground ball base hit in that hole will almost always send that runner to third base.
Now Milledge with 2 men on and nobody out. He lifts one to the gap. Left center field. Braun dives. He's not going to get it. Jones will score easily. Alvarez held it third and in with a run scoring double as Milledge. The ball game is tied again at 3.
Milledge with runners in scoring position. There's no way you can understand it. He just gets up there and gets the hits when there's ducks on the pond.
Well, some things that are certain: death, taxes, and thrillage.
Boy, look at that. That was a tough pitch, too. That wasn't even going to be a strike. I think Contreras actually dropped to his knees to block that breaking ball. But Milledge went down and golfed it just out of Braun's reach. Boy, Alvarez really read that well, too. He was well around second base immediately. Because there was nobody out, they went ahead and threw up the stop sign. But still, that was a good read of that ball coming off first base.
Good chance here for Erik Kratz in his first at bat of the night.
Look out.
It almost took the head of Pedro off.
Wow.
Hello.
He hit it out there.
He said you got all that room on the other side of the field and you hit it here.
That ball is by both of them before either Beasley or Alvarez moved.
Yeah, Tony Beasley had to do the limbo also.
Any doubt there that he was going to get a slow curveball on the next pitch?
The eyes tell the story.
Yeah. He's used to being down there at the hot corner, but with a glove on.
Right.
Not barehanded.
So it's 0-2 on Kratz. Kratz in there for Domit. Domit left the ball game after being lightheaded and nauseous. So he's being seen by one of the team doctors now. Kratz made his big league debut Saturday. Had a 2-for-5 night with a run batted in. He also scored one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Erik Kratz, 30-year-old rookie. Worked a lot of construction in the offseason, living on a minor league salary, and finally has made it to the major leagues after so many years in the minors. Just another example of perseverance paying off. 1-2, and Kratz strikes out. Kratz back to the dugout with 1 out. Still a good chance here with Ronnie Cedeno hitting the ball well. Cedeno flied out very deep to right field his first at bat. Corey Hart had to go all the way to the Clemente wall before tracking it down. Pirates got a run in. 3 straight hits to lead off the inning. A single by Jones, a single by Alvarez, and then an RBI double by Millage, scoring Jones. Bunt to the right side. Here comes Alvarez to the plate. He's safe! Manufacturer's guarantee right there. And it's now 4-3 Pirates.
Well, my first thought when he's squaring around, well, why are you doing that? You get the pitcher on deck, there's 1 out. You know, swing away. A ground ball in the middle of the infield is going to score a run. But it turned out okay.
Pedro Alvarez playing it safe on his break from third. Waited till that ball was down, and a good bunt by Ronnie Cedeno scores Alvarez with a go-ahead run.
Now Duke will try and move Cedeno to second base.
He pops up the bunt. And Wolf makes the catch, and Millage almost doubled off, and McGee saved it from being thrown away.
Yeah, that was a fire drill there, wasn't it? People, a lot of things happening. Millage, he's thinking that Wolf's not going to be able to make this play. He's way down the line, and then when he comes up with the pop fly, he's going to be a dead duck. Wolf just about throws it away. McGee does a tumbling circus catch. Save a run. Oh, huh. You see Wolf jump with McGee.
Casey McGee, glove save. 2 outs, runners at the corners for Jose Tabata. He walked and scored in the first, and then grounded out to Escobar at short in the third. 0 for 1, throw to first, and Cedeno back. Cedeno 1 for 2 in the ball game. Drove in his 19th run with that bunt base hit. Again, the throw to first. One for 10 in the series. Tabata with 11 runs batted in on the year. And saying on the year really isn't accurate. It's basically on the month. He looks at that one for a strike. But since he has come up, he's been in the lineup and has really contributed.
The lineup certainly looking a lot different than opening day. Big turnover in your starting 8 players.
Tabata rips this into left field. That's a base hit. Millage scores. 5-3 Buccos. 3 runs in the inning. Tabata's driven in his 12th. 5 hits against Randy Wolf and the Brewers in the 4th. Just absolutely solidly struck to the left side. And Tabata, the Pirates add on. 2-run lead now for Owen Young, who had a run-scoring single in the first. Bounced out to the pitcher Wolf in the third. 1 out of 2. Last time when Delwin was up before he bounced out, he had a pitch right over the outside part of the plate. It gives you an idea what kind of hitter he is. He adjusted his swing and tried to poke it down the right field line. And it was about a foot foul. But if he sneaks that in there, that's 2 bases. Off speed, and Young hammers it deep to left field. That's all is gone. A 3-run home run. Delawin Young. Light him up, D.Y.
D.Y. from the right side having a fantastic night.
Three Pirates.
Hooks it inside the pole.
Oh, he just hammered that one down the line.
Not very deep down that line if you can just keep it fair.
22 home runs given up by Randy Wolf now in the year.
How about this offense? They have busted it open. 8-3 now.
Neil Walker fouls it back. 1-1. Let's watch the pitch he decides to swing at.
It's a super slow-mo. Big curveball. Well, it seems like these home run pitches all have a theme, don't they? Held high, middle of the plate.
And Walker shoots this one right into the glove of a diving Prince fielder. But what an inning for the Pirates as they put 6 up against Randy Wolf and the Brew Crew. Delawin Young dialing long distance. 8-3 Bucks after 4. Delawin Young going deep off Randy Wolf, and Young clubbing his 4th home run of the season, a 3-run shot, giving the Pirates an 8-3 lead. That's the Cold Hard Blast, brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Delawin Young trying to find a way to play more often, at least get more at bats. He'd been a guy who compared himself to the hitter's version of a closer, saying that he would come into the game late as a pinch hitter, but he wants to play more.
And it's tough for him to find playing time unless somebody gets hurt. McCutchen is healthy, then he's not going to be in there. But it's nice that he does get out there occasionally and gets 4, maybe in this case probably 8 or 9 at bats all in a row in a 2-day period. As you want, he's a great pinch hitter, and you want him to stay sharp. You have to let those guys play occasionally. So this opportunity with McCutchen in the bad shoulder. Young is getting some at bats, and he's making them count too.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Duke's payoff to Corey Hart to left field. Right at Milledge. 1 down. Last inning, we gave you the AT&T Mobility trivia question. I want you to rethink possible Prior to Pedro, who was the last Pirates rookie to hit a grand slam. Bob said Jason Bay. I said Jason Bay. Are we both right or are we both wrong? We're both wrong. It was Alvarez. Tony Alvarez. July 2nd, 2004 against boys from Brewtown.
Didn't get that one, did we?
No.
No, we said that. I mean, it's a
I need
total,
to disagree with you more often.
It's just a total guess. And I told you I didn't know that I was just guessing, and I tried to kind of, think about it. Jason Bay, rookie of the year, good year, hit a lot of home runs. Thinking that had to be a grand slam in there. I guess not. Ron gets jammed badly.
Paul had a little English on it when Jones came up with it, but he handled it well. 2 away. Watch the spin of this ball going away from Jones.
All over the label of that bat. See, now if you're going upstairs, that's where the ball has to be, in on the hands. Now that pitch is out over the plate. That's a dangerous area.
And now with nobody on base, the Pirates shift puts Neil Walker back in the outfield. And nobody on the left side. Two and up. It was 2 nights ago we saw Prince playfully bluff to bunt on the first pitch. 2-1 the count. And there's going to be a time, there has to be a time. We talk about it all the time when we see this. He's got to, in the right situation, at some point in time.
I don't believe he is going
take his base hit. He's got to bunt it down there.
He's not going to, because if there was ever a right situation, it was last night.
Well, I guess you're right. Yeah. Pops it up, foul again.
9th inning. They're down by 2. They need a base runner.
He was the leadoff guy.
And an easy base hit just there. All he had to do was push bunt the ball to that side, get it by the pitcher, and they start with a base runner. And now the tying runs to the plate, and then he wouldn't do it. He swung away.
And Dotel ended up striking out the side. It was a double mixed in there by Jim Edmonds. But still 3 strikeouts for Dotel and picked up his 20th save.
I mean, if you're not going to do it in that situation, or really a home run even, he could hit the ball in the river and it was meaningless because the tying run was on deck. They needed to get somebody on somehow. If you're ever going to bunt for a base hit, that was the time to do it.
Diving stop, Cedeno. He's got fielder. And a 1-2-3 inning. By Cedeno. Nice play going to his left. And he retires the Prince. Randy Wolf pitching to Garrett Jones to start the bottom half of the fifth inning. 5-run lead for the Pirates with Bob Walk, Tim Neverett. Pretty pleasant night here at PNC Park.
Yeah, real pleasant after the bottom of the fourth.
Delwyn Young, 4 runs batted in the game. He had an RBI single in the first and then a 3-run home run in the fourth inning. Ties a career high for him. Last year he drove in 4 in a game on the 27th of June against the Kansas City Royals here. And Jones lifts one high and deep down the right field line. Way back and foul. Oh, not by much.
He was leaning as he was going down the line, leaning into fair territory, trying to give it a little bit of body English, trying to wrap it around that pole.
Looked like the kid who caught it's right behind the pole.
See the ball. It passed on this side of it. Oh, wait a minute.
I don't think it did.
Wow. Now
that's a home run from that view.
I would like to see that one again.
Casey McGee trying to chase this one into the seats. And Bob, I think that's a home run.
It looked like the ball went on the fair side of the pole. And
it looked like it wrapped around.
You see the ball? Where's the ball?
That's a home run. You think so?
I didn't see the ball.
Where the kid is sitting, he's right behind the pole.
The first view, I thought it was foul, and then we saw the second one. I thought it went behind the pole, which would make it fair.
From the view down the line, it looks like it wrapped around it. See the kid with the Phillies logo eating the Cracker Jacks? He's the one who caught it. And look where he is. If that was foul, how could he catch it there? Ball curled over to him. It's off a left-handed bat. This might be our best view. Well, I guess you're right. It was foul.
That's a foul potato.
That one view had me convinced.
Yeah.
But that was the best view. I hadn't seen that one yet.
I guess that's why it's tough for the umpires sometimes. We've just seen 4 different views. One of them I would have sworn that it was fair.
It's not an easy thing to figure out a ball hit like that. Chlinsky, the first base umpire, he was the one who made the call. He got it right. Jones now 3 balls and 2 strikes. I guess the ball was high enough where it came down and that kid could catch it that way. Jones gets on base, drawing a leadoff walk from Randy Wolf. Take a look back at the pitch that he hit way out there by the foul pole. It's right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, he likes it. That ball down there. He was trying to move it. It just had enough hook on it that got it to the Philly fans. Not nice play. He one-handed that.
Alvarez hammers one to center field. This ball's going back. It is way back. It is gone. El Toro strikes again. A 2-run shot. And the Pirates with a 10-3 lead.
This offense during this homestand getting out of hand. Amazing. The hits, the extra base hits, the home runs.
Pedro's 6th homer. And that is to dead center. And Randy Wolf has given up another one. 23 of them this year.
They take over the lead 1 game. Wow, right there. Remember I asked what was similar about all the home runs we've been looking at? There it is, bells high right out over the plate.
Well, Pedro really heating up now. 4 times in the last 5 games he's had multi-hit games. 2 for 3 tonight. And Millage to center field. Gomez takes away the line drive for the out. Gomez gave it a run, but it was just out of his reach.
Got into the hedge.
Pedro, he's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun to watch that guy play. Certainly worth coming out here to see him play in person when you get the opportunity. And when he came up, he struggled. And it has been his track record that each level he has advanced in his short professional career after leaving Vanderbilt just a couple of years ago, that he has started slowly. Kratz pops it up, shallow left. In comes Braun. 2 men out. But for Alvarez, he starts slowly and then he adjusts. And I think he's through his adjustment period because we saw him strike out a lot. We saw him swing and miss a lot when he first came up. Now he's not swinging and missing a lot. He's swinging and connecting.
You know, and when he swings and misses now, it's on bad pitches. They're out of the strike zone.
Welcome to the gun show.
That's the adjustment. Is that we're not seeing the swings and misses on those balls that are in the strike zone, the fastballs especially.
Even Risky warming up now.
When he comes up with nothing but air, usually it's a bad pitch that he swung at that's down, a breaking ball, something like that. And when they're making mistakes, he's making them pay.
Cedeno had the bunt base hit. And Alvarez at third base. Put on the safety helmet. Got him in. He's back in the 4th. All the way back in the 4th, just last inning. Bottom of the 5th here. 2 more runs up. Pirates with 2 in the 1st, 6 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th.
Yeah, that all turned out great, but I still, thinking back on that, I think you'd rather want him swinging the bat with runners at second and third, 1 out, infield back, pitcher coming up behind him. But as it turned out, it was a great inning.
Wolf takes care of him, and that will do it. 2 more runs come across as Pedro Alvarez drives one far and deep. A 2-run home run. Homer number 6 for the young third baseman. And the Pirates up by 7 runs heading to the 6th. Gives the high fives. on the way by. Hannah would win, though, today. She's now pulled into second place with 11 victories.
You can't be racing and giving the crowd fives at the same time. You've got to be focused.
It was looking like a victory lap without a win.
You can see there in the replay, Cheese's eyes were mainly up in the crowd. That's not being focused.
I think he mailed it in.
I mean, this is the time to, sign your autographs, take your pictures. Not during the race. You don't.
And with a team from Wisconsin in town, you'd figure Cheese would have a better showing.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, those are his peeps.
Yeah.
Casey McGee looks at a pitch high and away. 3-1 to the third baseman for Milwaukee. He's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. Reached on an error by Pedro Alvarez in the third. And McGee takes low. Ball 4. Leadoff walk issued by Zach Duke.
There it is again. Now look at his eyes. See where his eyes are? The whole time he is focused on the crowd, not what his business should be. You're not going to win races like that. That's not a veteran move right there. Oh, wait a minute. Does Cheese have 5 fingers or just 4?
I think most cheeses, like animated mice, have 4. I thought it was common knowledge that pierogies only have 4 fingers, but I guess not. Not everybody knows. Gomez right to Cedeno. Walker for 1, back to first, double play.
That ball hit hard, even though Gomez runs well. Cedeno knew he had him and just made sure he gave a perfect little flip feed. Just laid it right up over the bag for Walker to come get it. And there it is. That's got to be a nice feeling when you turn one against a real quick runner like Gomez.
Here's Alcides Escobar with 2 outs. Base is empty. Strike 1 called. Willie Randolph, the bench coach with Milwaukee, is a guy who really likes Escobar. He's had an opportunity to work with some great young shortstops in his day, while with the Yankees, Derek Jeter, and while skippering the Mets and Jose Reyes. And he really likes Escobar and the future that this kid may have. And being around a guy like Randolph certainly will not hurt Escobar one little bit. Swing and a miss, and Escobar down on strikes. And Zach Duke with his 3rd strikeout. in Lattimore.
70 RBIs, maybe.
Yeah, and he can run.
That might be number 70.
He can really run, too. We've been impressed with him when we've seen him in limited duty in spring training the last couple of years. I remember 2 springs ago in Fort Myers, in the final spring training game against the Twins, all of a sudden he's hitting triples, and we're saying, who is this guy? Stand-up triples. Let's see Lattimore. Good night tonight for the Marauders in Bradenton. 1-1 to Zach Duke. And he bangs one into right. That's a base hit for the Pirate pitcher.
That's the Coors Light 6th inning. Time to check out tonight's Coors Light Freeze Cam. See this ball driven hard off the plate. But watch where it hits him. Pow! Right in the chin. That gotta hurt. That's tonight's Freeze Cam, brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
And Tabata back up there. He's scored 2 runs. He's got a base hit and a run batted in. He's walked. 1 for 2. And he rips one into left field. A base hit. Second hit of the night for Tabata. Back-to-back singles to start the 6th for the Buccos.
You know, the guy that's really taking one on the chin right now. Whoa, I know that they would like him to go deep in the ball game and save the bullpen, but 10 earned runs so far in this game for him through 5 innings, and a couple guys on base right now. I mean, well, he's having to suck one up tonight.
Delwyn Young took him deep last time for a 3-run shot.
Wolf's ERA 4.56 to start the ball game. I can't imagine what it must be now after 10 earned runs.
And Young, that's into left field. Here comes Zach Duke around. He's going to score. And into third base is Tabata. And a base hit for Delwyn Young. That's his 5th run batted in. That is a new career high in RBIs for Delwyn Young.
Just about everything hit tonight, even the ground balls. They're hit very hard. Pirate hitters are really centering up the baseball. All McGee did was really just slow it down enough to where the pitcher, Zach Duke, didn't even really have to hurry. He could just jog home easy.
Delwyn Young becomes the 2nd Pirate to have a 5 RBI night in consecutive nights. Alvarez did it last night. DY with his 3rd hit. 3 out of 4. 5 runs knocked in. And certainly Ken Maka, the former Pitt Panther, has to be frustrated. Pitch on the way. Neil Walker takes high. 11-3 Pirates in the bottom half of the 6th. During this entire season, Bob, we've not seen a stretch offensively like this by the Pirates. 4 times in the last 5 games, their bats have exploded.
Well, we've been talking for about a month now that that young core that we've been talking about for a couple seasons is here now. The gang is all here. Playing the Brewers, you can roll out the barrel. But the players that we need, that we've been talking about, they're here and they're starting to perform. And we have a little over 2 months now for them to kind of set things up for next year, to really get that confidence, get it rolling.
Walker to short, Escobar to Weeks for 1, back to fielder. That's a double play. Tabata scores. So an exchange of 2 outs for a run, and it is now 12-3 for the Pirates.
And it's not just personal numbers either to get things rolling. You have to see something happen in that win-loss column. That's got to get in better shape. And of course, if you keep having offense like this, it'll be in great shape. But the area that really you start to wonder about a little bit is that starting pitching, because it's still kind of hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss. The starters need to do the same type thing that we're starting to see from the offense. They got to get on a little bit of a roll. 6-7 innings every single night. Paul Mulholland had the best numbers, our most experienced pitcher. Well, he'd do both, but Paul having a pretty strong year. He's got to lead the way.
Solendorf tomorrow against Giovanni Gallardo. And a base hit by Jones. Hit number 13.
Well, speaking of Ollendorf, he had a real strong second half last year. Really finished up good. That would be a big plus this year to see that same type of ending for Ross. 13 hits, 12 runs, and 5 2/3 innings.
Ken Maka is going to come out and make a change. David Riskey is going to be called upon for the Brewers. A Columbia Gas 8-1-1 call to the pen has been made. We'll be back to PNC Park after this. Rock legend Steve Miller Band in a post-game concert live from PNC Park. They'll be playing all their hits, including Abracadabra, Fly Like an Eagle, big old jet airliner. Get on it. Tickets, visit Pirates.com. Also, a special broadcast that night. Telecast will be coming to you from the Trib Total Media Hall of Fame Club out in left field. Greg Brown and Bob Walk will be out there, and then give you a different perspective of the game. And after the game, it's Steve Miller Band.
Looking forward to the broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun on Hall of Fame Club. We'll set up a booth that I'm sure looks out one of the Hall of Fame Club windows. That booth right there would probably be my preferred window, or that window.
It's right behind the bar.
Yeah, that's the one I want. If I had to pick which window, I'll take that one.
All I have to do is turn around and say, hey, excuse me. Lorenzo Cain is the new center fielder as part of the double switch.
Real easy to head for the mountains.
The Rocky Mountain Spring Water's just an arm's length away. Pedro Alvarez pops it up left side. Casey McGee will catch it in fair territory. That's going to do it. David Riskey throws a pitch and gets out of the inning with Bucks add on. It's 12-3. Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. 12-3. Pirates with the lead. They banged out 13 hits. And look at our super slow-mo cam. That is a neat device. Bringing you some outstanding pictures. And giving you an opportunity to see parts of the game that you really can't see on other telecasts. It's very, very good. Here's Gutierrez, the catcher. Rolls one to the right side. That's a base hit. He's 2 for 3, including his home run back in the second.
Duke is approaching 100 pitches now. Bullpen is up and going, but 12-3 the score. He's got a pretty good down payment on his second home win of the year. I think he can feel pretty confident about this game.
Brendan Donnelly getting loose. So now we'll see Lorenzo Cain for the first time. Cain was recalled on Friday from AAA Nashville. Took the roster spot of Doug Davis, pitcher who went on the disabled list. Got his first big league hit on Sunday in Atlanta. Got a single off Mike Dunn. Made his big league debut last Friday against the Braves. And he lined out as a pitcher off former Bucco Jesse Chavez. But that is his first big league hit right there off Mike Dunn on Sunday. Get him the ball. He's going to start in the Southern League All-Star game. AA All-Star. And promoted to Nashville on the 2nd of July. He's considered the 8th best prospect in the Brewers organization. Lorenzo Cain hitting 9th. Nobody out. Gutierrez aboard. Pitch. Ball 3.
The ball 4 is going to get John Russell a little nervous about Duke as far as, is he starting to get a little tired? He only threw 78 pitches in that first game back from the DL. Don't let him go too many more, you wouldn't think, especially if he starts showing a little wild. And that's why Donnelly was up really before the inning even started.
Joe Kerrigan checking on the progress of Brendan Donnelly in the bullpen. Ray Searage on the other end of the phone.
Now, in Zach's rehab starts, he didn't go very deep in those ball games either. Threw very few pitches. So this is the first time he's been anywhere near 100 pitches since before the disabled list day.
Full count to Lorenzo Cain. Payoff pitch. Shot foul past third. Third base coach Brad Fisher with a helping hand. Gives it to a fan in the front row. Nobody out. Gutierrez the runner at first base. A leadoff single. 100th pitch of the game for Zach Duke coming right here. Check swing. Foul back.
With a breaking ball 3-2.
Three and 2 to Cain. Cain hanging tough. He's starting Double-A, make the All-Star team as a starter, then get promoted to Triple-A, and then shortly thereafter you find yourself in the big leagues. It's been a quick road to the majors for Cain. More than likely a trip back to the minor leagues coming up for him. But to get this taste of major league opportunity is good for him, and he lines one into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. First and second, nobody out for the Brewers.
We'll see what that does for Duke as far as staying in the game. See John Payson. He's at the foot of the steps. He's looking out toward the bullpen now. He's bent over. And here he comes.
Manager John Russell emerging from the third base dugout. He will come out to get Zach Duke. And Duke, who has done a very good job through 6+ innings, will leave the ball game with a 12-3 lead. Columbia Gas 8-1-1. Call to the pen has been made. Zach Duke's night has come to an end. He'll leave with a smile.
You know, there can be negative effects with too much cheese, obviously.
I was just going to say, how am I supposed to say all that with a straight face looking at that?
A couple of cheeseheads enjoying the ball game despite the fact they are down 12-3. Brendan Donnelly now to see if he can clean things up here in the 7th inning.
Duke 6+, still responsible for the 2 men on base. So the book not closed on him yet. Gutierrez, a leadoff singles at second base. Kane followed it up with a base hit to left center. He's at first. 2 on, nobody out. Ricky Weeks. Strike. Now, Prince Fielder hits a lot of home runs, gets hit a lot. Ricky Weeks gets hit more. 17 times he's been hit by a pitch. I asked somebody with the Brewers this week why they thought that was. And I said, well, he comes from the era of baseball player that wears a suit of armor at the plate. You see that big elbow pad he's got, and he's always crowding the plate and leaning in. And oftentimes when he turns to get out of the way, he's actually turning into the path of the pitch.
If you're going to get on the plate, you're going to get hit every now and then.
0-2. That's high.
As you can see, that ball was fairly inside, even though it was high, but not that far away from him. Did he even flinch? Did he move at all to get out of the way? No. And guys that do that, Fielder is another guy that doesn't really give a lot of ground. And they're going to get hit a little bit more than the other guys.
Weeks got time.
Also, another reason is you look at all those home runs and RBIs. If you come inside, you better get it in on the hands, or it's going to go out over the fence. So pitchers are always thinking about that. Okay, if I'm going to come to that side of the plate, I got to get this in. And that's another reason why home run hitters, they get nicked quite a bit, because you're afraid to make that mistake when you go up out over the plate. And if you're going to miss, you want to miss in a little bit. If you miss in a little bit with guys on top of the plate, they're going to get hit. But there's a lot of reasons you can come up with for that. That's just a couple right there.
Well, Ricky Weeks gets on base regardless, and he's got middle of the order numbers for a leadoff guy.
And you're right about those arm pads, elbow pads. Became very popular over the last 15 years.
And Weeks down strikes.
And it allows those players to really hang in there. They don't have to have fear.
It's interesting. In growing up, you play baseball, Little League and what have you, and you never even would consider putting a pad on your arm or wearing a face mask or anything like that. Through as a kid.
Well, I mean, we can take this to all phases of.
Well, we rode our bikes without helmets.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things we can get into if you want to go that way, besides baseball.
Actually, rode our bikes somewhere.
It's a different era. Yeah. The bike was a form of transportation.
You got to get a ride everywhere. Ball and a strike to Corey Hart. Hart had a double in the first inning, and then he was 0 for 2 since. Guys even used to go to the plate without an ear flap.
Well, I don't think we have to go back that far. Take the ear flap. Well, they used to go to the plate without a helmet.
Well, I'm saying, I'm not saying take it away. I like it, but I think there was a time when they used to have the hat, just like the wool hat with the metal plate in it. Some guys would wear that.
I remember when I went to Cooperstown a couple of years ago, they have like some of the first face masks for catchers up there. And it made me think, you mean they didn't always have that? That at some point somebody invented that? Can you imagine being behind the plate with a face mask? Donnelly looking sharp.
I'm sure they are texting to say how well Donnelly's pitching.
That's something that you couldn't even imagine.
In a few years, you won't be allowed to text without a helmet. It's rough on the thumb, though. We caught you. Get back to your station. Keith was loafing off there for a moment. That's all right. All right, fouls this one away. Well, for all of you who do text now, which is most of you, you can take advantage of a special ticket offer for the home games against the Padres this Friday or Sunday. All you have to do is text Friday to 61592 for a special offer for Friday's game, or text Sunday to 61592 for a special offer for Sunday's game. And down on strikes goes Corey Hart. So Donnelly's come in, and he's texted 2-letter K's. And now with 2 outs will face Ryan Braun.
They're staying right out of that center of the plate. There he comes, up and in. Put away the strike 3. Donnelly hates to give in and ever try to go for the center of that plate, regardless of what the score is at any time. He wants to be on the edges of that strike zone.
Ryan Braun is 1 for 3, single and a run scored in the 3rd inning. Two on, 2 out. Braun takes that one for ball 1. Well, I thought it was real neat Friday when Eric Kratz arrived. Kratz, a 30-year-old rookie who's now catching Brendan Donnelly. Donnelly greeted him in the clubhouse and said, hey, I was a 30-year-old rookie too. And things really worked out. Really great words of encouragement to have somebody like Donnelly greet him in the clubhouse and give Kratz the confidence to go out there and perform. We're trying to stay at the major league level.
Kratz is one of those guys, besides the fact that he's a 30-year-old rookie, he's just a nice guy that you want to pull for, regardless of his age, regardless of how long he spent in the minor leagues. He's a genuine nice guy, hard worker that deserves to have some good things happen. And he put up good numbers at AAA. It's not like the Pirates are doing him a favor just because, hey, this is a nice guy and he works hard. He earned his way up here by putting up some good numbers and doing the job.
Well, he's been a AAA All-Star in the International League 2 straight years. And the way he got the news from manager Frank Kremlis was kind of funny, because everybody was in on it but him. And it was during the All-Star game. I told him, okay, that's enough. We're going to take you out. He said, well, I can go a little bit more. And they said, would you rather go up? Would you rather get up to the plate, go back in the game, or would you rather go to the big leagues? Now, this is during the All-Star game. Meantime, his manager, Frank Kremlis, who was on the coaching staff, said, I mean, he knew this all along. He knew this the day before, apparently, as reported to Eric. And Eric was telling me the story about it, and he said that his manager was in on it. He said all the other people around knew all about it. And they waited until about the 4th inning of the All-Star game to tell him that he was going to the big leagues for the first time. What a feeling that must have been. 1-2 to Ryan Braun. Up in the air, foul ground. Jones will give it a look. Braun will get another pitch. You remember when you were told for the first time going to the big leagues?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Was it?
Got the phone call.
You didn't sleep much that night, I guess.
No, I had to get up early, get a plane flight.
You were already up early.
Yeah.
It was 2 a.m.
Manager woke me up and said, good news. Going to the big leagues tomorrow. Went down to his room. He gave me all the information. Got a cab for the airport in the morning. We were in Iowa. Went to Chicago. Changed planes. Went to Philly. Got to Philadelphia on a Sunday day game, probably about the 4th inning or so. It was pretty exciting.
All these guys have had the call. And they played a joke on top of it. Each player has had a joke played on him by the manager, Frank Kremlis, in AAA, when he's told them they're going to the big leagues. All different kinds of jokes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2 pitch from Brendan Donnelly to Ryan Braun coming. And this one is up in the air and playable. Kratz will shed the mask, and he's got it. And 2 singles to lead off the top of the 7th, wasted when Brendan Donnelly comes in to douse the Milwaukee Fire. Big runs again tonight for the Pirates. 12 runs on 13 hits. Milwaukee 3 runs on 6 hits. Tabata 2 for 3. Dylan Young 3 for 4 and a career high 5 runs batted in. Pedro Alvarez another multi-hit night. 4 out of the last 5 games he's had multiple hits.
Getting to be kind of ho-hum here, isn't he?
No.
No?
No.
Not yet?
No. Never get bored of it. It's okay to be greedy when it comes to scoring runs in this case. Pirates trying to go ahead of this 4-game series. It's even at a game apiece. Milwaukee took the first game. Pirates would win last night. DJ Carrasco got the win in relief last night. Talked to him today before the game, and he's still looking for his first big league hit. Carrasco's hit 13 years. He hasn't had a hit, and he wants one.
Should have got one last night.
Well, that's what brought it up. I asked him about hammering the ball. I mean, he just crushed a line drive right down to third, right into the glove of the third baseman, Casey McGee. And he said it felt really good. And I asked Carrasco, with the infrequency with which he goes to the plate, I said, how did you even know where your helmet was? He said, I had no idea, but fortunately the equipment guy's been around for a while, and he brought it to me. So I didn't have to look for it. It's Scott Bonnet, the equipment guy, Bones. He said he been around the block before. So
in the old days, those relievers, they just grabbed a helmet, a bat. Didn't really have your own stuff. Is it that infrequency that you were talking about?
3 balls, 2 strikes to Lastings Millage. I think Lastings liked this pitch.
That was low. Lastings is letting them know about it.
Fouls this one away. Lastings might have a part-time career as a model, as he shows us our T-shirts tomorrow night. T-shirt Thursday night. All fans getting a Pirates T-shirt at the gate, courtesy of Pirates.com. Let's get a hold of your T-shirt.
That's the best looking shirt that I think that they've given away on Thursday.
Line drive and a base hit. Good looking hit by Lastings Millage.
I like that pirate ship across there. It's going to be a nice one, folks, to pick up.
Millage with his second hit of the night.
Nobody out. We can add on. You know, if I recall, watch the eyes. Sweet. You know, don't we owe them a fairly good beating?
More than one.
Something from
unfortunately
in April, though.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a?
I don't know. I don't want to go on the Wayback Machine.
What was it? 20 to something?
Yeah.
We could throw up another 8 runs.
That was on Take Your Kid to Work Day. Just a coincidence. I happen to remember that.
We owe them a pretty good lashing. No reason to back off.
Well, right after that, went to Milwaukee and played them again, and it was a lopsided game. And then the next 2, the Pirates would win. The 2 of 3 in that series. Eric Kratz, 1 ball and 1 strike. Millage, the leadoff single at first base. Kratz is 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. That's strike 2. Kratz was hitting near 300 at the time of his promotion, 298. One, 2 from Risky. Final tip, and hanging on to it was Kataris, and down on strikes goes Kratz. Second time in the ball game, he's 0 for 3. Took 12 innings for Houston to beat the Cubs tonight. Well, that was earlier today, actually. Atlanta beating San Diego. The Braves, are they going to give Bobby Cox a good going away gift the way they're playing? I think so. Baby Baltimore. Yankees the second win over the Angels. Here is Cedeno with a base hit. His second hit of the night.
His batting average continues to come up. A lot of positive signs for this offense. It's not just the top of the lineup, middle, bottom, and everybody is starting to come alive.
Andy LaRoche getting a chance to pinch hit here. Since the call up of Alvarez, LaRoche's playing time has diminished quite a bit. Trying to be used as a bench piece. Come through with a hit every now and again. And with one out, a strike is called.
A big adjustment for Andy. Throughout his amateur and pro career, he has been a everyday player, getting regular at bats day in and day out.
And he bangs it into left, a base hit. Millage will get Ray Tom. He rounds third and scores an RBI pinch hit single for Andy LaRoche, and the Pirates lead by 10 runs.
Andy really has hammered the Brewers this year. He loves hitting against these guys, and right there is where most of his hits against the Brewers have been. That series in Milwaukee we were talking about earlier, Andy was very hot at that period, and he was just lighting up that shortstop third base gap with regularity at that period.
Good for Andy. David Riskey backing up Randy Wolf tonight. Wolf went 5 2/3. And Wolf surrendered 12 earned runs on 13 hits. Zach Duke went 6+, giving up 3 runs on 6 hits. Fouled off. Ball and 2 strikes.
With this big lead like this, sometimes a veteran team, they will be kind of satisfied and call off the dogs. Young guys, they don't get satisfied. They're not going to give away an at bat. They're trying to prove something to themselves, to their teammates, to the manager, to the fans. And they stay hungry all 9 innings.
The last 5 games between the Brewers and the Pirates have been decided by 2 runs or fewer. 3 games in a row in Milwaukee by 1 run. Here it's 10 runs. Weeks into the outfield to make the catch. I want to bring up Delwyn Young. Young with a career high 5 runs batted in. We mentioned Alvarez with 5 runs batted in last night. You know, it's the first time since 1973, early May in 73. 2 Pirates players have had at least 5 runs batted in back-to-back games. Al Oliver had 6 on the 3rd of May at San Francisco. And the next day at San Diego, Rennie Stennett had 6.
The lumber company days. And that's what it's been like these last few days here, like watching the lumber company.
2 on and 2 out for Young, batting left-handed against the righty, David Riskey. Situation with the Milwaukee bullpen just terribly taxed, where both Randy Wolf and Riskey just going to have to wear it tonight. Nothing doing in the Milwaukee pen. 1-0 count. Now it's 1-1. Fans treated to an offensive explosion of 16 hits tonight, and still a little ways to go in the bottom of the 7th. Tomorrow night, the series finale. T-shirt Thursday, as we showed you earlier. Night 2. Pirates and Brewers will meet 3 more times this season. August 27th, 28th, and 29th in Milwaukee. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be a big weekend here at PNC Park. I'm sure you come down if you haven't made your plans already. Good to see the San Diego Padres for the first time. Padres leaders in the National League Western Division by 3 games over San Francisco. San Francisco has overtaken Colorado by a half game starting action tonight. 2-2 pitch. It's a full count. Runnels will be going on the pitch by David Riskey. Pirates looking to go over 500 at home with a win tonight. They'd be 23-22. Ball 4. And Delwin Young, have yourself a night, DY. Aspendell plays that made you smile, courtesy of Delwin Young. RBI single up the middle in the first inning. Over the fourth, drills one down the line for a 3-run shot, his 4th home run of the year. Another RBI single in the 6th. He gets Zach Duke home. 5 runs batted in for Delwin Young.
It makes it easier to be a little conservative with Andrew McCutchen when you get a replacement that's doing so well with the bat. No reason to rush Andrew back. Make sure that shoulder of his is good and solid before you bring him in, because Delwin right now, he's as hot as can be. Just let him stay in that lineup and keep swinging until Andrew is 100%.
Neil Walker had an RBI double in his first at bat. He's gone 0 for 3 since. 1 for 4 tonight. 310 is average. But look at the series numbers, though, Bob. 8 out of 13. That was excellent.
Keeps getting those doubles. I think that looks like the type of hitter he's going to be. You get a dozen home runs out of him, but it's going to be probably doubles every year up in the 40s.
Bases full of buckos and 2 men out. Chance for Walker here to add more. Gap is in left center field for him.
I think we're really going to get a good feeling at the end of this season about a lot of positions. We're going to be just checking them off, saying, okay, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Don't have to be worried about that anymore.
Base hit to left. Cedeno will score. Everybody will stop as the Pirates go station to station. It is 14-3.
Now, for instance, I'm pretty sure that at second base, that position is going to be taken care of. That Walker is definitely the real deal.
Well, the bat certainly would indicate it, and defensively, he hasn't really shown that he hasn't played there much. He looks very good out there.
Yeah, I mean, he almost looked like Gold Glover when he first went out there. Fantastic. It's an elevated pitch and just slaps it the other way. He's very good at taking what that pitcher gives him. If they work him up and away, he doesn't go out there and try to hook anything, roll his wrist over, throw a ground ball down in.
Garrett Jones bounces it back. And that will do it. Pirates end up with 2 more runs. Neil Walker with his 16th multi-hit game.
was a nice night, and to be in be in that kind of company is pretty cool too. So I haven't seen him yet, but I'm going to give him some ribbing when I see him.
The good word from Neil Walker, the pride of Pine Richland. He was talking about the Carrot Kid, our own John Wayner, who was the last Pittsburgh rookie to get 5 hits in a game when he did it against the Atlanta Braves
in the ironic
1991.
The ironic thing, they're both Pittsburgh rookies in a true sense. They're both kids that grew up here, loving the black and gold. And in their first year, get 5 hits in a game.
See, Rock is sitting somewhere saying the only difference between his 5-hit game and Neil's was that Neil had 5 solid hits.
Yeah.
Rock had a couple of dribblers.
Couple. I said last night when he got it that I still remember what Leland told him. You put all 5 hits in the end, they wouldn't reach the bullpen.
John's not here tonight. It's not easy to pick on him. You have to wait till he's.
Yeah, he can't defend himself.
Yeah. Wait till we see him next. Prince Fielder up with nobody on. The shift is on. And this would be one of those situations, but the score being as it is, he's not going to do it. Facing Sean Gallagher, but that whole left side is wide open. And there will be times, as there was last night in the 9th inning, when the Brewers needed a base runner. Prince could just take his hit and walk to first. He just won't do it. That's a powerful swing.
Down underneath that ball.
To left field, down the line. Here's Millage. And he has it for out number 1. Fielder is 0 for 3. Third baseman Casey McGee 0 for 1. He's walked. Drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the first inning and reached on an error by Pedro Alvarez in the third. Touchdowns and a field goal to scoring tonight. Pirates with 2 touchdowns, 14 runs on 17 hits. And the Brewers 3 runs on 6 hits. Zach Duke, pitcher of record for the Pirates. And to get him a W. It's been a while for Zach. He needed to put together a good performance. He did so tonight. Helped his own cause by getting a base hit in the 6th inning. McGee passed a diving Cedeno into center for a base hit.
He dove over the top of it, didn't he?
Yeah, went under his glove.
He was far enough, but just didn't have the glove down in the dirt. You know, are you going to be able to bounce up and throw anybody out anyway? That's always just a super tough play. It's nice to see him try and make that effort with that football score on the board.
Joe Englert drives it to right field, and Delwyn Young a leaping catch. 2 men away for the Brewers in the top half of the 8th.
Nice play. Move quickly. Jump up. Nice athletic move. Ball was hit well. Timed his jump well. If you're going to hit like Clemente, you might as well field out there like him. Nice play.
Well, don't get carried away, Bob.
Well, for this one night.
For one night, okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to put a statue up yet.
Maybe
that
tomorrow.
one, but
tomorrow at your pace?
A couple more games.
Okay. No disrespect to Delwyn Young. He's working hard. Making the most of his opportunity. Now City's Escobar at the plate. Ground ball to Cedeno. That'll be it. And there's the force at second. And the top of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Alvarez, Millage, and Kratz do up. Dodgers Kershaw, Torre, and Schaefer suspended and fined after ejections last night. Mark Teixeira of the Yankees helped beat the Angels today, 10-6, 3 out of 5 with a pair of doubles and 3 runs batted in. And the rookie Steven Strasburg, 7 more strikeouts. Nationals leading the Reds 7-3. Certainly Strasburg is going to strike out his share of opposing hitters. Whether or not the Nationals hit for him on a nightly basis is another question. That'll have a direct impact on his 1-loss record. But needless to say, boy, he can throw the baseball.
And we saw that firsthand, that's for sure.
Pedro Alvarez leading in offensive attack over the last 5 games that has seen 47 runs scored, 70 hits knocked out, 26 of them for extra bases, and 5 home runs. Pedro with 3 of those 5. McCutcheon's getting the itch. He's got that AC problem in the right shoulder, mild strain.
Start calling him Wally Pip. DY keeps hitting the ball.
Alvarez hit a 2-run bomb in the 5th. Had a base hit back in the 4th. 2-4. Those shoulder separations, and it's just shy of that. It's not a separation or anything, just kind of a strain of that part of the shoulder where a couple of the big bones come together. But for people who've had that injury, and manager John Russell has in his left shoulder, it can leave a lasting mark. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In fact, John was showing me his shoulder prior to the game today. His left shoulder. He said he caught a foul ball and smashed into the wall one time as a player. He was out for 8 weeks. He's got a bone that sticks up. Alvarez hammers it deep right field. It's off the pole. Home run. Pedro pounds another.
Just getting ridiculous.
El Toro strikes again.
Flip him out of here.
4 home runs in his last 2 games. How do you like that?
That was a bullet. You could actually see the foul pole kind of move a little bit when he hit it. Pow! Bang! Pedro rings the bell.
15-3. It is safe to say he got all of it. If the pole wasn't there, Bob, that ball might have gone in the river. It looked like it was still going up. And Millage to center field. And Kane makes the catch. Worth a look for sure.
Watch the eyes. Watch the ball. Whatever you want to look at. But picking on the eyes. Just no blink. No anything. Just following the flight of the ball all the way to the bat. And then as it was leaving. I think that definitely would have been over the backstop. The backstop, I mean, that back fence at the top of the stands. It would have been interesting to see where that one would have landed.
If it cleared that, it would have easily cleared that sidewalk.
And down by the trees, maybe. It probably didn't have enough to get to the water, but it still would have been a very impressive shot if it hadn't hit that pole. Actually hit the screen, the fence part, the screening of the pole.
Yeah, there it is. Trying to get some to rub off on him.
Start calling Tabata the cat. You know, a cat will kind of rub on you. He's wanting a little of that home run stuff to rub off on him. Tabata, he's a strong boy himself. He's not going to have the home runs that Pedro has, but it's all said and done. If he becomes a 20-something home run guy, would you be surprised? No, he's got that kind of pop, that strength. He just needs a little more consistency with that long ball. There's something that Tapia does too. Is he really doesn't take a lot of at-bats, a lot of swings, where he's looking really to drive a ball. He's looking more gap to gap, to hit the ball back through the middle. He likes to go to right field a lot. But still, he's going to, as he progresses, he's going to hit home runs. Probably be a lot like McCutchen. Those two guys, their numbers are going to end up being similar.
Kratz walks. McCutchen reenacting it with Neil Walker. Good to see him getting that right arm up in the air, too.
Yeah, he's using that right arm very well there. I think he's trying to show everybody, hey, I'm feeling good now. He's getting a little nervous. I'm ready.
Cameron Lowe gets Kratz. That's all they'll get. 2 down as Cedeno will be safe at first on the fielder's choice.
Not really a double play ball. Oh, happy with getting just one.
Here's Sean Gallagher. This will be his first plate appearance as a Pirate. Came over from the San Diego Padres.
Hope they had a helmet and a bat out there, huh?
Well, he certainly didn't have any gloves. I'm sure he doesn't own any. What for?
I think it's his helmet and bat.
I don't know. We can see the number on the back, maybe. We'll be able to tell. I just went up to the bat rack and looked for a 34 and took the first one. It looks like he's got his own helmet. Looks like a 43 on the back.
'27, 20.
DJ. That's Carrasco's bat.
Yeah.
Had a line drive in it last night. But he's got his own helmet.
They're all taped up. Johnny Robinson's number. That's a good number to hit with if you're a pitcher.
Like a caveman. You better hit if you're going to wear that number. Ron Robinson very proud of the fact that he was a pitcher, had his own bat contract.
Yep.
Incidentally, the last time the Pirates scored 15 runs, September 17th, 2008, against the Dodgers. One and two. And down on strikes goes Gallagher. 1 run in on the solo shot by Pedro Alvarez as he almost took down the foul pole in right field. It's hammer time at PNC Park. And the Pirates hammering the Brewers. Tapia wants Toyota dealers. Toyota moving forward. We move forward to tomorrow. The series finale and the Brewers' final appearance at PNC Park this year. 6:30 start time. Then the Padres come in. It'll be the Friars and the Bucks. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right here on FSN, bringing the game to you. Bob Walk, Tim Neverett, top of the ninth. 15-3, the Pirates. And Gallagher delivers to George Kottaras. Kottaras had a solo home run in the second. 8 home runs on the year for Kottaras. 4 of them have been against the Bucks. 2 here and 2 in Milwaukee. Gallagher was given the bucket and the mop. Trying to finish this one up. Pirates looking for their 4th win in 5 games on this homestand. 3-1 to Kottaras.
That's just exactly what we were talking about when the homestand started. But this club.
Walker backs up.
Has played very well. Well, let's not say very well. I guess I kind of went too far there. But played well. Played much better at home than on the road. They're a 500 team essentially at home. And we're starting off with this nice long homestand. 10 games. Let's get off to a good start. Most of our games the second half after the All-Star break are going to be home games. So this club could conceivably, when you look at it, have a much better second half and get some momentum going for the winter time and next year. And so far so good. This is exactly what we were hoping for.
Good point on the schedule. Lorenzo Cain fouls it back. 0-2. Ross Ohlendorf tomorrow. He will get the ball and he will face Giovanni Gallardo of the Brewers. Ohlendorf looking for a much better outing than last time. He did not go very long. Well over an inning in his last outing. Swing and a miss, and down goes Cain. 2 outs. And the Brewers down to their final out tonight. Make sure you stand by for the festivities following the game. The AGH Sports Medicine Pirates post-game show. Highlights and analysis and a breakdown of this one. Rob King, Kent Tekulve in the studio. Dan Potash will be here for a post-game interview. Good stuff coming up on the post-game show. A lot of highlights again. Ricky Weeks takes a strike. I know how much the editors like all the highlights. Tough to figure out which ones to leave on the cutting room floor and which ones to make it to air.
Gallagher and Mopper ball showing a pretty good curveball.
And this should do it. Ricky Weeks grounds out to Cedeno, and the Pirates have beaten the Brewers. 15-3 the final score. How do you like that tonight?
I like it an awful lot. Loving what we're seeing from everybody. And you notice it, I guess it's easy to do in a game like this, but even last night when it was a tighter ball game, you look at the shots in the dugout, the guys are really having a good time pulling for each other, and it really does look like the chemistry starting to come together with the wins in the offense. That is great to see. Nice to see also, Delwyn Young, basically a bench player this year, a pinch hitter, getting out there and really doing a big job tonight.
Next broadcast of Pirates baseball on FSN Pittsburgh tomorrow night. Series finale. Giovanni Gallardo for Milwaukee, Ross Ohlendorf for the Pirates. Trip Total Media Pirates pregame begins at 6:30. Greg Brown and Steve Blass have the call for you at 7 right here on FSN Pittsburgh, bringing the game to you. Again, the final score, 15-3. The Pirates from Milwaukee. For Bob Walk and our entire crew, I'm Tim Neverett. Stay tuned. The AGH Sports Medicine Pirates postgame comes up right after the break. 2-home run night for Pedro Alvarez, and the Pirates win big.